What's going on, true believers? Welcome to another episode of One Shot. I am your host, Jacob, and this was an okay, kind of week for me. Not too heavy, uh, which is nice because after last week, I don't know if my wallet could handle a heavy week this week. But let's get right on into it. I'm going to start things off with something a little lackluster. Amazing Spider-Man, this is issue 69. Um, Still with the chameleon conspiracy. It's just this series has just been all over the place. I don't know how much more I can say about it. Really wish they would either end this series and let a new writer take over, or I don't know, just let somebody else take over. Period. But this has not been doing it for me, and Spider-Man's my guy. Spider-Man's my favorite. So I keep holding out, hoping for something better, but it doesn't seem to be happening. Another kind of meh book, Silk. Nothing. I mean, this is issue 4, and it's just kind of. I don't really care, I might give it one more go, but I mean, there's a giant cat demon, and she's trying to raise another demon, but Silvermane's involved, and turns out Silvermane has a daughter that's kind of a millennial tech guru, that villain. I don't know. It's not great, and I doubt I'll be on it very long. Spawn's Universe #1. This is it. This is where everything's gonna take off. Multiple different stories in this book about all the different Spawn characters, and then there was like one story where they were kind of together, just jump-starting the whole universe, and that's what this book is supposed to do. Didn't disappoint. Classic Todd McFarlane. Also other writers involved, and I'm really excited to see where these characters go, because I don't know a whole lot about any of these other ones, like Gunslinger Spawn and Medieval Spawn and She Spawn. They're all getting lots of play in this book, but yeah, didn't disappoint. If you're not on Spawn, definitely get on it. Support that $2.99 price tag on the original Spawn. Gamma Flight #1. I believe it was out of the pages of the Immortal Hulk that some members of Alpha Flight were Hulk hunters, and they dubbed themselves Gamma Flight. Well, now they wound up helping the Hulk, and now they're kind of fugitives themselves, but they have some Gamma-related beings on their team. Boring. First issue was just boring to me. Didn't really care. It didn't really explain much of anything. So if you were thinking this is going to be a jumping on point being a #1, you need some backstory, because I barely know any backstory about this, and it left me kind of like, what is happening here? So boring book. I might pick up the next issue, but I doubt it. Robin. This series has been really good. This is issue #3. Robin is in like this island, kind of Mortal Kombat like, with a bunch of other children, and you get 3 lives. So the first day he's there, the first issue, he has his heart ripped out because he doesn't know what he's getting into. So he's already down a life. So he's died once in the first issue. Spoilers, I guess. But this series has been really good. It's kind of it seems like it's going to be more of a coming of age story for Damian Wayne. Kind of giving him some of the social constructs that he hasn't gotten growing up with the League of Shadows or the Assassins or whatever it is, and or Bruce Wayne. They're all kind of antisocial people, so he's actually kind of hanging out with people his own age and learning to, I don't know, be friends, maybe. But it's been a really good book. Highly recommend Robin. I was not able to read this one yet, but it just seems like it might be more of the same thing. The main character finds out she is the one causing all the terror with her shadow powers she didn't know she had. And so she's learning to use them, I guess. I don't know what purpose yet, if there's a big bad. Because last we heard the shadows were the big bad, but then we realized she has the shadow powers, so I don't know where this book is going yet, but it's been an okay series. I'll still follow it a little bit more, see where it winds up, but definitely took a left turn to where I thought this was going to go. Thought this was going to be more kind of a horror book. Didn't turn out that way, but that's not always a bad thing. We'll see. I'll see where this one goes. Shadow Man, issue number 3. This series I've been enjoying it. It's something different, you know. It's got that voodoo Louisiana vibe, and I don't know a whole lot of things that have that. This guy is kind of in between living and dead, and he's trying to stave off the forces of darkness from coming through from hell and taking over. And you know the same old story, but it's got that Louisiana Cajun flavor thrown in there, so it's a little bit spicier. But not a bad book. Never knew much about Shadow Man until this new book came out. But I'm glad to have another kind of third party on my list other than the big 3. And, you know, superheroes that you don't see a whole lot of anymore. The Blue Flame, issue 2. This book is a little confusing. I'm not hating it, but I'm like, okay, where are we going with this? It jumps back and forth. It seems like between 2 timelines or another separate timeline. I'm not sure what's happening. But this guy, the Blue Flame, he has been captured by a conglomerate of alien species, and he is supposed to be the spokesperson for the whole human race. So the whole human race, whether they live or die, it depends on him, and he's got to figure out what he has to do to save the human race. But he's going through this library of Earth's history or something. I don't know exactly what it is, but he stumbles upon, it looks like his life, but he's kind of a bad guy in the hospital, maybe a coma, maybe he's in a coma seeing himself. I don't know what is happening. So it's a little confusing, but you know, it's got me interested. I'll pick up the next issue for sure. Coming out of left field, I wasn't ready for this book to come out, but I am so glad I picked this up. It is different, and I am ready to see this book take off. It starts out kind of with these 2 people talking at a table. One may be working for the government, it seems. The other guy, potentially a serial killer. He's got a kind of craziness to him, kind of almost like he's got some sort of like Asperger's syndrome, and he doesn't know, good from bad type stuff. But he's really into music, it seems, hence vinyl. But he calls him his friend, the government agent or whatever, gets taken by these other groups, and he's not happy about it. So it's kind of like killer versus killers type thing, kind of Dexter-like maybe. I'm hoping, but it was really good read. Definitely on the more mature side, so no children on this book. Nuclear Family, issue number 5. I believe this is the last one. Man, I was kind of hoping for more with this book. It didn't really seem to wrap things up for me. Like, nothing really was explained. And it just kind of ended with like almost like a cliffhanger. But it was a good, solid book. Definitely pick up the trade and see for yourself. You won't hate it, probably. But I'm just not super happy with how it ended. But it's over. Only 5 issues. Darth Vader 13, War of the Bounty Hunters. Man, I kind of wish I had started at number 1 on this book, because this has been a really good one. I've only read the last 2 issues, and I wish I had read more. This one was really good. It's kind of still tying into the Where's Han Solo thing. He's trying to figure out, Darth Vader's trying to find Han Solo. And he's located some droids that know some information to help him out. So he's on his way to find them. Really solid book. Ties in pretty well. Recommend Darth Vader. I need to pick up some back issues on that one. And lastly on my pickup today, Batman Reptilian Book 1. This is a new black label, and man, it is dark. Not just in content, but the sketches. Excuse me. The sketches are dark. Like, it's a lot of black used. Batman, the content is a lot darker in this book too, so Batman has gone back to being that scary boogeyman character to villains, just normal street thugs and things. Really, really good book. Villains that we know and love are dying in this book, and so Batman's gonna try to figure out who's taking them out. But yeah, this is a good read. Highly recommend hopping on Batman Reptilian. And a couple of other pickups I got. I said I was going to do it, and I did it. More of Peter Parker, The Spectacular Spider-Man by Chip Zdarsky. This is issue number 4. Issue number 5. And my favorite cover, issue number 6. I absolutely love that cover. I did wind up reading the first issue. I thought, man, why isn't Zdarsky writing The Amazing Spider-Man? Kick out Nick Spencer. Get this guy in there, because he is what we need for Spider-Man, because Nick Spencer is just not hitting it. He's not doing it. But I think I'm going to thoroughly enjoy this series. And then a couple of dollar bin finds. I got Young Allies number 1. I mean, I don't know much about it. It's a new group of people. It's a number 1. for $1. Who knows if it's spec worthy later? Maybe. And also the Invaders. This is volume 2, I believe. This is the number 1. It was $1. Why not, right? I did wind up getting the Comic Tom box. Other than the 2 main ones that the 2 exclusives that they have, wasn't that great. Wasn't worth really showing. I might show the 2 exclusives next time because I completely forgot to bring them. But hey, thanks for watching. If you can, leave me a like, leave me a comment, tell me how I'm doing, tell me what you'd like to see, and keep reading, and y'all have a good one. Thanks.